Some criminals have committed some pretty heinous crimes, but nothing like you'll witness in today's video. In this video, we look at these criminals reacting to court proceedings. As always, viewer discretion is advised. Charles Manson. Charles Manson is one of the most infamous criminals in the United States. Manson, in an attempt to start a race war in the United States, butchered 9 people in July and August 1969. The violent nature of the crimes, combined with the already existing public opposition towards hippies, led to widespread public opposition towards Manson and his co-defendants. Even President Richard Nixon decried the family as guilty, almost winning them a mistrial by doing so. Creepier still were the attitudes of Manson's co-defendants, Susan Atkins, Patricia Krenwinkel, and Leslie Van Houten. As the 3 young women were led into the courtroom, they could be observed holding hands, singing a song written by Manson, and wearing dresses that were sewn by Manson's family members. It is clear they still held the belief that Manson was still protecting them. Manson was sentenced to death, later commuted to life with no parole, and he died in prison in 2017. Like Manson, his co-defendants were also sentenced to death, later commuted to life in prison. Susan Atkins died of brain cancer in 2009, while Leslie Van Houten and Patricia Krenwinkel remain incarcerated despite being recommended for parole several times. Joseph James DeAngelo. The Golden State Killer was California's most mysterious serial killer and rapist, active from 1976 to 1986, when the killings mysteriously stopped. Many believed that the killer had been locked up for a different crime or died. However, a 2018 analysis of crime scene DNA led police to a man named Joseph James DeAngelo. DeAngelo was arrested in 2018 after a decade-long hiatus. In his first court appearance, DeAngelo was rolled into court in a wheelchair, appearing as a sickly old man. In subsequent appearances, however, he has stood in a custom-built cage near the defense table. While cages are common in countries such as Canada and the United Kingdom, they are seldom used in the United States due to them being seen as prejudicial. The fact that one was put to use at all indicates that even decades after his alleged crime spree ended, DeAngelo is still seen as a danger or escape risk. In August 2020, DeAngelo was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole for 13 murders and a host of rapes and other crimes. John Holmes. Although video evidence in a courtroom may seem like nothing out of the ordinary today, in 1981, it was a revolutionary strategy, first used in the murder trial of former adult actor John Holmes. Holmes stood accused of bludgeoning 4 people to death over a drug feud in a house on Wonderland Avenue, just off the Hollywood Strip. The bloody footage featured above was shown to the jury in a first for American criminal justice. Holmes was eventually found not guilty, with the jury being unable to prove Holmes was an assailant, rather than an unlucky bystander as he claimed. Holmes was found guilty of contempt of court, however, and served a brief sentence before his eventual release. He soon returned to the porn scene, even after an HIV diagnosis, and was unsuccessfully questioned numerous times about the murders, until his death from HIV complications in 1988. O.J. Simpson. Former NFL All-Star O.J. Simpson was accused of stabbing to death his ex-wife Nicole Brown and her friend Ronald Goldman outside Brown's apartment in 1994. In the 1995 trial, the most well-remembered moment, besides the not guilty verdict, was when Simpson was instructed to try on a pair of gloves that had been found at the scene, believed to have been worn by the killer. The gloves did not fit Simpson, leading to one of his lawyers, Johnny Cochran, telling the jury in his closing statement, "If it doesn't fit, you must acquit," becoming one of the most famous lines in legal history. Simpson was acquitted in his criminal trial, however. A subsequent civil trial found him liable for their deaths, and was ordered to pay $33.5 million in civil penalties. Today, Simpson lives in Las Vegas, after being released from prison in 2017, concerning a robbery kidnapping conviction. He continues to deny any involvement in the murders. That's it for this video. If you enjoyed watching this video, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you can see our upcoming videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.